Hello, folks. Were you ever in the process of putting your transmission crossmember back in, regardless if, I don't know, you were putting spacers in, changing your transmission mount for any reason, and you pull your transmission crossmember off, and you're putting it back in, and suddenly one of your bolts, or a couple, just keep spinning, and they won't tighten, just keep spinning and spinning. I may found a remedy for that. Let's get underneath and check it out. Let's get started. All right, folks, so I went online and I researched this, and some guys will say drill your hole out bigger and tap it, and some will just simply pull their carpet up and drill through the floor, run a bolt up and nut it. I guess that's last case resort. Well, actually, last case resort would be some guys cut into the side of their frame and gain access that way, and I'm not gonna do that. But thankfully I stumbled, thank God we stumbled onto a forum where a guy said you don't have to drill. Hello, Garage Kitty. You gonna help me today? Hey, you gonna help me today? Say hi to everybody. Anyway, 7/16 by 14 to get one of those taps, and to get yourself a couple of taps, or 7/16 by 14 bolts, and we're gonna tap that hole. And what we did is we got ourselves some oil, we put it in a cup, we're gonna keep our tap wet, we're gonna work it in, back it out, work it in, back it out, and we're gonna see if we can get ourselves a good thread. Now, I also read that you may have to, depending how big of a bolt, you may have to cut out your hole so your bolt can go back up there. But I was looking at the 7/16, and that's gonna fit right up in there. So we should not have to hollow that one out. But let's get under the Jeep and see if we can tap this and are successful. All right, folks, so thank God we got her. We got the tap all the way up, and we did it without drilling out the hole bigger. This is a 7/16 by 14 tap and a 7/16 bolt by 14. This is a little bit longer than the original, so take your original width. You want it a little bit longer because you're going to be using a washer and a lock washer, and we're going to use blue Loctite. I do not want this thing going anywhere. Just a little pointer. I kept taking the tap out, running it in oil, and I have to say there was times where I was getting a little bit concerned, because running this up, I would hit spots where I felt like if I went any tighter, it could snap, and that's the last thing you want to do, is have your tap snap in there. Good luck drilling that out. I did use a little cheater bar because it is tight, but you have to use common sense. When you feel like that tap could snap at any time, start backing it off and then run it again, and put a little bit of muscle into it and then back it off. Just do not snap that tap in there. I was told, because I was going bigger, and common sense would tell you if you're going bigger, you need to drill it out bigger. But I did read in that forum that that guy did all 4 of his holes this method, and thank God it worked. But again, use common sense as far as when you feel like you're getting too tight. All right, folks, so we got it in. Thank God everything went well. I do have to say on that new bolt down there. We did end up having to wallow out the hole on the transmission. I took a Dremel on the cross member, I took a Dremel and I just kind of wallowed the side out that I needed to so I could get the bolt to go straight up in, but I didn't have to take off that much. Just a pointer, if your cross member twists on you, you can take a ratchet strap and just kind of tie it in on your cross member. Find a hole down here in your frame and just ratchet it so you can either twist it that way or you can hook it over here to twist it that way. Your bolts and nuts for the cross member to the frame is around 30 foot-pounds. The 4 nuts to the transmission mount is 155 to 160 inch-pounds. And then if you are doing your transmission mount, those two 18-millimeter bolts, I believe, are 55, 60 foot-pounds, somewhere in there as well. Well, thank God this is done. We are ready to rock and roll. All right, folks, so there you have it. It can be done. Again, thank God I did not break that tap, because in the past, I've put in lifts on and I'd be installing those 1-inch spacers into those transfer case drop spacers into the cross member, and a bolt would break. Obviously, you got to drill that out, tap it, and then drill it out bigger, tap it, and then you can put a new bolt in there. But if you use a 7/16 14 tap and bolts, thank God it can be done. Again, it was a little sketchy going up in there because it was like real tight, and then I would take a cheater bar and just a little bit and then back it off and go up, and I just kept doing that and doing that. Please be patient. If you have any questions, folks, you can comment, you can email. We have that in the description below. Questions, comments, whatever. I'll leave with this verse, John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And as always, folks, God bless America, and God bless the Republic. Take care.